it's very fascinating kind of to see the differences in different tiers of club rowing programs out there. Um, if you can, like, because I'm curious, like, if I put myself in the shoes of high school athletes, when you look at men's rowing as a whole, you have the Division One IRA varsity programs. You have the D3 NESCAC D3 programs, right, with their and with their championships now. But the thing I really like about like the ACRA programs and the club programs and UVA in particular, but like you have these very brand name schools, very popular schools that support rowing, but it's not technically varsity
Yeah,
status rowing. And you
yeah,
talk about the business side of that and the actual infrastructure to actually keep that as a well-oiled machine for long, for the entirety of its like long durations. Talk to me a little bit about like how like your guys' infrastructure is set, and then also maybe just club rowing as a whole, so that people have an understanding of, hey, like this is a true organization business that is competing for to win Heather Charles, ACRAs, whatever it may be. Describe that for us if you don't mind.
yeah. I think it is indeed fascinating, and I will start with so ACRA, the American Collegiate Rowing Association Championship, our national championship, most important race of the year. That's what we trade for. That's all we care about in the end. In terms of competing, that's the goal that we work towards. Everything else is preparation and part of the process. Um, that regatta, first off, has grown unbelievably. This is now the largest college regatta in the world, right? It's left Deadville in the dust last year, the year before. Um, in terms of competition, it's fascinating because we have all the boat classes, like all the Olympic boat classes, plus a few lightweight boat classes. And so just with the idea behind it that every athlete and every team should be able to race, that there is something for them to race in. And so, sure, like, yeah, sometimes the last guy goes in the single or the last two guys go in the double or something. Obviously not, we're obviously not prioritizing the double over the eight. I wish we had this for the format where it's like the Olympics, but we don't. But you can call it filler boats, but I wouldn't because it's super competitive, right? So the winning time in the double, nothing to write home about. Like they're not going like 6:15, right? But it's competitive, and it's competitive on, the second half of the A final and the top of the B final and so on. And I have consistently seen athletes on our team, other teams, they row in the quad, right? Which is not a priority boat. They row in the quad. Their experience in the quad is so fundamentally game changing for them that they start to apply themselves even more. And then all of a sudden they appear in the 2B in their senior year, So a lot of those things are happening. Lots of opportunity to race. Every race is competitive. The other part is what I tell, especially the ACRA coaches that are younger coaches or, sort of the lower programs that are not as big. I'm like, here's what you need to know. Each and every year, every program here has a chance of winning the novice eight. The novice eight, or they call it the frosh eight sometimes, that is one of the very important boat classes. And I'm saying this to them because everything else is making excuses. Because none of us, not Michigan, not Purdue, not Notre Dame, not UCLA, none of us has the whole package. None of us has all the money plus recruiting slots, plus this, plus that. There's always something that's missing, right? And so, yeah, sure, UCLA, for example, they get more experienced guys in. Purdue had a lot of experienced guys this past fall. Michigan got more than before. We have less now, but we used to have more. Everything shifts around, but every school is academically no joke. And so you can't just get some 2.5 GPA, guy in there. It usually doesn't work. So they got to get in academically. None of us has tutoring support. None of us has a level of institutional support that puts you in a huge advantage. Like it's all levels out. And if you're the coach in, let's say, a larger school that actually has a student body to draw from, and you go out and you find 8 guys that are tall and athletic and strong and dedicated, and you teach them somehow half-assedly even how to row, you have a shot, And So for me, that's always like, I want these younger coaches to develop a vision, with that comes fundraising, with that comes operation. The money will follow the success. You create enthusiasm, the money will follow. You don't need to win medals. You just create the vision, you create enthusiasm. So that's the cool thing about ACRA. Any given year, it can be mixed up.